Kobe Bryant on Friday night said that European players are more skillful than American players, and when asked to pinpoint why, he said horrible, terrible AAU basketball. Now, this is not an uncommon criticism, but Kobe Bryant went out of his way to say that this is a problem that needs to be fixed. Now, Bryant, of course, spent his formative years growing up in Europe and learned how to play the game there. And he said learning from coaches who had been taught by Tex Winter and coaches like that really helped to develop his game. Kobe said this is a problem that he hopes will be solved soon, but he realizes it is not a quick fix.
There's a huge difference in just the skill level of the players coming from Europe and what we have here in terms of their ability to pass the ball and shoot the ball. We can't even produce enough people who can do those things here that we got to go across and try to find people who can do them. We're not developing skills here. One of the reasons is, we are much more interested in playing games and winning and losing at a young age than we are in skill development. So I would say this to all of the youth coaches here, even more than the high school coaches, is you have to make a decision if you want to teach the kids that you're coaching how to play basketball or if you just want to win games, because there's a big difference. I last spring coached both my 12-year-old daughter and my 9-year-old son for 2 months in a YMCA league and had a group of kids. And I got to see every approach, And I would say to you, of the probably 18 teams that I saw just in that limited time, there were maybe 2 or 3 coaches that were really trying to teach skills, and everybody else was just trying to win a game. Leave your best players on the court as long as you can. Play zone defense, for God's sakes. It was beyond me. In a 9-year-old league, play zone defense, for the entire game. Obviously, don't ever let your biggest kids dribble the ball. Make sure they always give it to a guard who is usually your son, and so they can run up the court. And then you wonder why at the high school level we got so many kids who can't play, and we never have a 6'5", 6'6", 6'8" kid who can dribble, pass, and shoot.
From development, how like the European player is already built to play, and then it's almost like the American players are behind that. Give me your view on that.
For me, watching film, European players, a lot of them have high IQs. A lot of it comes, like I said, because they play early. They're pro at 14, 15 years old. Like a lot of these kids playing AAU, all you think is score. And
athleticism, and being an athlete, right?
Yeah, so once you get to the highest level, everybody can do that. How do you separate yourself? And they do that. They can shoot and think.
Every so often, you'll hear like people being like that the game in Europe is almost better than the game in the NBA.
Wow.
And it's not better. It's just a different style of game. But how did you find it as far as the style of play?
A lot more intelligence. A lot less athleticism.
Dan Peterson coached college basketball in the United States for 9 years, but he spent the last 30 years in Italy as a coach and a broadcaster. This 5-time Italian national championship coach says he knows one reason why the European players have caught up with the Americans.
I found that the European kid was tremendously receptive to any sort of teaching, any sort of coaching. They would buy into a drill, buy into a technique. You didn't have to justify everything. You didn't have to say why. You didn't have to explain. The American players come over, all that skipping looks dumb. It looks stupid. I don't want to do that. That doesn't do me any good, but it does you good. It teaches you what is called foot skills. You become quicker with your feet.
The Europeans are better prepared systematically, and as the result of it, rather than seeing themselves as entertainers, they still see themselves as teachers. Those kids are learning fundamentals and being taught the game of basketball. Our kids are taught how to be stars even if they aren't stars, and therefore, in a lot of instances, they don't even learn fundamentals.